So, hi there, my name is Manzke. I'm just recording a little video that I'd like to provide to the community dealing with our SpeedPatterns PDB feature layer called SpeedPatterns that deals with daytime dependent aspects in routing, distance matrix calculation and mapping. Not much info about me. I just joined PDB about 16 years ago, and I'm responsible for our developer components and the know-how transfer within our global consultants. So that's about me, nothing more. Oliver is not participating today. And now I've got some test clients I'd like to show you. First of all, this little client shows the inner city area of Washington. What you can see here is also that there is some given timestamp, January the 1st, around 11 o'clock. To be honest, I have to excuse that the client is not prepared for the time zones in the US at the moment. I have to do this afterwards. So I can just navigate through time by pressing some buttons here in my interface. What you can see at the moment is our truck attributes. So limitations on the different streets where you are not allowed to drive if you exceed a specific height or a specific weight, for example, or if you are carrying a specific category of goods like this one over there, or simply if you are a truck. So this is the truck attributes. The other important information in this map is the color besides the segments, the green color. That means these segments are free flow in state during the point in time. So you just have to add some hours to this to see it's late at night, and this is why there is almost green almost everywhere. And now I'm navigating through time, just adding some hours. And what you can see over there is that in the day, during the day, there is some impact on the routing that you can see. The red color means there is a bad impact on speed. Orange means there is a medium impact. And this is what we can display in the map. And on a specific time of the day there is very bad driving behavior, and on other time of the day it might be much better with almost green almost everywhere. What we would like to have usually. Okay, so that's just about what we can display and what kind of information is available. So now I'm just jumping to the next test client. That's a test client that deals with simple routing. I've parameterized a route from Sacramento to New York, and pressing the magic button, it takes some seconds to compute that track. You can see it's quite a long route, more than 4,000 kilometers as far as I know. And in the results, here we go. You can see it's about 4,500 kilometers, and this track takes 2 days, 20 hours, and about 20 minutes of driving. In fact, it's so long that it exceeds the capacity of the text box. So 2 days, 20 hours, 20 minutes, 43 seconds. And this was parameterized to consider a specific start time of the track. For example, January the 3rd, 12 o'clock. And now I'm just changing the time when I would like to leave. So it's just about, I'm now leaving around midnight. What we can see is that the time changes, the total time of the track changes a little bit. Here we go. It was something with 43 seconds in the end. So the impact on a 2 days, 20 hours, about 20 minutes track is not really significant, because on some parts of this route you will always have bad conditions due to the daytime, and on others you will have free flow. So there is some kind of balance between these two conditions. So in the end, what I want to show is that that's not the big impact on long distance routing, and there's some other valuable information. Let's have a look at this. We can see that the free flow speed at that time of the day and the applied calculated speed on the first few segments is 16 kilometers an hour, 13 kilometers an hour, 23 kilometers an hour, and so on. 16, 13, 24, and now I'm changing once again to the time of the day. And just remember, before I press the button, 16, 13, 24, and now it's changing, hopefully, 21, 23, 24. So this is with almost green conditions at the beginning of the route. So that means we compute the speed values that have to be applied on a specific time of the day on these segments. And as we can see in the next slide, this has also an impact. Oh, let me just clean up my desktop a little bit. So the next test client is not only dealing with routing, but with tour optimization. Before I explore, let me explain what it shows, what it displays, or what it performs. I created a dummy scenario with about 30 stops somewhere in Washington. These stops are open between 9 and 6 o'clock in the evening. And I would like to visit each stop for about 5 minutes, which is 300 seconds. Okay, in the center is the depot. This is where I start my trip, or trips if necessary. And the next thing I would like to do is I would like to have a look at the statistics of this route. So at the moment we have about 5 hours, 29 and 40, and the driving time for these 60 kilometers is 2 hours, 59 and 40 seconds. So I'm now changing, once again, point in time when I would like to perform the optimizations. It's like a snapshot of the map. Once again, 2 hours, 59, 40. And then it changes to, just for your information, it computes totally new distance metrics. This might take some time. And I cannot benefit from high performance routing because I want to be dynamic. I want to be flexible with the point in time. So it's no longer 3 hours, it's now 2 hours, 45 minutes and 54 seconds. So it has a little impact on this. Let me just provoke it a little bit more plastic. Just remove any kind of service period, and then this means we are just talking about driving time. Okay, in the end it just means that this value will still be 2 hours 45. And so on. Yep, here we go. That's it. And if we have a look at the map once again, we can see the track of the tour. And let me just add some more, or change some aspects. Oh, I think we're done with routing. It's quite easy to understand. It has an impact on tour optimization, but maybe not that big impact as you would expect. So finally, I've got the last client. That's, let me have a look. Which one is it? I think it's that one. Yep, here we go. Now this test client computes almost the same. No, not almost. It computes the same waypoint list from A to B. Once it is ready. Oh, what's going on?